Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. All daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including $40 5% best bets. As an added bonus, all new users will receive $25 in WagerBucks credited to their accounts, available for immediate use after their initial $9 Monday purchase. So make sure to take advantage of $9 Mondays at WagerTalk.com.
All right, here we go. It is the Friday edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show, powered by WagerTalk.com. And exciting night in the association here tonight. Of course, 4 games that we're going to be looking at and breaking down for you, along with a couple of buzz-beater best bets. Let's take a look here, guys, at these games. They'll include the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Atlanta Hawks. The Lakers back in action tonight. Portland. The Jazz right down the road from me here in South Florida, taking on the Heat. Kings, Pistons. We're going to talk a little Golden State Warriors and Charlotte Hornets. We're going to do all of that with 3 of the very best we have here at WagerTalk.com. That will be Mr. Ski Profit repping the Lakers tonight. Can you tell the Lakers are going in action tonight? Ski is repping them, which means he's betting against them. Stevie back in the middle. Merrill, always a pleasure to see him. And Mr. Switzerland himself. That's right. The man, don't ask me for opinion. I'm going to stay in the middle, Kevin Dolan. Gentlemen, pleasure to see you on this Friday, all of you. We've got some action here tonight. And Ski, talk to me, my man. What do you got going on at Wager Talk here on this Friday as we head into the weekend?
It's nice to know you can see yellow from orange today. And I have a good amount of plays. I think I've made 6 plays today. So I'm in action, all on NBA. And let's have a good day.
All right, he's in it. He's ready to rock and roll. Locked and loaded there at WagerTalk.com. Stevie Merrill in the middle, 2 R's, 1 L, where you belong, my man. What is going on? What do you got going on tonight here at WagerTalk?
Yeah, 2 best bets tonight, college and pro at WagerTalk.com for Friday. We had 2 plays on Wednesday, went 2-0. Missed the college play last night, so now I believe 47-24 in the season. So I'm looking to bounce back strong. I've got both college and pro basketball, like 2-for-1 special for Friday night right now at WagerTalk.com.
That's it. Loaded card. Also college hoops here tonight. So plenty of action going on. It's a good day to make it a profitable start to the weekend. And look, there he is. He makes his own flag. Kevin Dolan already knows where I'm going here, so he went ahead, put a little Switzerland flag behind him because he knows what's going to come here. So, Kev, how you been, my man, since the last time we saw you, and what do you got going on tonight?
Hey, all good, Joe. Look, I tried to fight it last week, saying I wasn't going to have a Swiss game of the week, but why fight it? It's just too good. So, got my little flag printed out, put it up behind me. We got a triple pack going up tonight. And, we're on a nice little run now, 23-11, last 34 plays, number 1 last 30 days in NBA over at Wager Talk 2. So, it's all good. Obviously, we had Orlando last night as our main player. That was the only kind of down bit in the week overall, as they could only seem to play, basketball in odd-numbered quarters for some reason. But sure, tonight it looks good now, in fairness.
All right, well, let's dive into some of these games here, guys. But again, reminder, WagerTalk.com, all locked and loaded. Ski ready to go. Steve Merrill ready to rock and roll. Kevin Dolan, the plays are up, and now would be the time to jump all over them, guys. Take advantage, and let's make it a profitable start to the weekend here in the association. We're going to take a look at our contrarian game and play of the day here. That was a winner last night, as the Wizards, plus the 7.5, seemed to be the right side in that matchup last night, as that proved to be profitable. Tonight, we're going to be taking a look at this, Oklahoma City Thunder team again, who was nice enough to cash for us a couple of nights ago, but they are getting 0 love at home, taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Opened up as a 3-point Atlanta Hawk road favorite here, but has since shot up to 5.5 across the board now. So we're looking at a 2.5-point swing here, Ski. No love for OKC. Atlanta, though, I don't know. Do you agree with the market move, or do you think maybe OKC not getting enough love at home here?
I was riding yesterday, and we had a nice day. but and it keeps creeping up though. Earlier it looked a lot better than it looks right now, but I don't want to look OKC's way.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not thrilled to lay points with Atlanta, but I don't really want OKC at home. They're 5-9 as a home dog. They've only covered 2 of their last 6 games, and without Horford, I think Capella has a good day, and I trust the Hawks mostly because after they lost to the Cavs, I just kind of heard them say like I feel like they have some kind of motivation to keep things going. So I like the Hawks in this one.
All right, going with the market move. Agrees with it. How about you, Stevie Merrill? 2 R's and a 1 L. Cam Reddish is questionable. Does that help sway you one way or the other?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have a strong lean on this. I don't want to be Switzerland here because there's not enough room for 2 Switzerlands on the panel. But this isn't a game that I really had a strong lean for one way or the other. It's a very mountainous terrain, by the way, Joe Verneria. That's why they stayed out of the Great World Wars. And maybe there is enough room for 2 big mountains here with me and Kevin. So Atlanta just defensively has been really bad over the last few weeks, and that's why they've been having trouble. I keep talking about the preview show we did. Andy Lang, myself, Andrew McGinnis, Tony Mejia. We were all big on the Atlanta Hawks back in early December. We did that preview show. They got off to the really fast start, but then they came back down to earth. And you look at their defensive numbers. They held Boston to 44% shooting that last game. Before that, they'd allowed 8 of their previous 9 to shoot 50% or worse. I mean, so this has been a really bad defensive team, and I'm not in a hurry to lay points on the road with a team like that. Maybe that was the turnaround against the Celtics. I need to see more than just one game to be sure. So I'd probably lean with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I would have no problem being contrarian in this game.
All right, look at that. You see the way he tilted to his side. I wasn't sure we were going to get anything but Switzerland out of him.
I talked myself into it.
That was good. The more, that's what we do. Talk it out. Eventually you hit us. I know we got a Switzerland coming now. So come on, Kevin Dolan, talk to us, my man. Do you agree with the market move, or are we not giving enough credit here for OKC at home as the number continues to rise?
No Switzerland for me in this game. I agree with Ski. I'm in absolute agreement with the line move. I like Atlanta to win this game, and probably by margin too. As Steve says, that first series win over Boston last week really seems to propel this Hawks team. Gallinari, Trae Young playing really to a high level right now. I know they have some injury concerns ahead of this game. Sure, they've been out for weeks, Bogdanovic and so on, but I still like the Hawks to come through here with a big win and cover later tonight.
All right, over 60% of the tickets, almost 90% of the money, all going the Hawks' way. Not a lot of love for the Thunder, except for Stevie Merrill in the middle, 2 R's and a 1 L, looking to go contrarian on the Thunder, getting 5.5 at home. All right, guys, let's look at one of our featured first games that we've got going on here, and I do believe it is going to be the Trailblazers taking on the Lakers, right up Ski's alley here. I love it. Now, this game, interesting enough, opens up at 5. It is stuck at 5 here across the board. 220.5 was a total and open. I'm seeing that up to 222 now across the board in a lot of places. Merrill, I'm coming to you first here, my man. Lakers, do you want any part of them, even at home, laying this kind of number against one of the hot teams in the league with the Portland Trailblazers?
Yeah, the last time I was on this show was Monday before my double secret probation by Joe Ranieri, and now I'm back. And we talked about the Wizards and Lakers on Monday, and we mentioned, hey, the Lakers are all back-to-back losses. Is this a focus spot for them? Well, guess what? I guess it wasn't, because they lost outright as a 7-point favorite, and then they lost outright, got blown out at Utah. Obviously, no shame in losing to Utah. They've been the best team in the league. They're red hot, but they didn't just lose. They lost by 25 points the other night. So it's hard for me to say, hey, this is the turnaround spot. We talk about catching a falling knife. I think Ski and I both would agree. We wouldn't thought the Lakers would be a falling knife this year. We kind of thought maybe they'd take it easy during the regular season. But I'm not in a hurry to back a team that's off 4 straight losses, straight up ATS laying points here. Hey, it wouldn't surprise me if they come out and win by 30. They're still probably the defending world champs. They could be as good as anybody in the league right now if they want to be. I'm just not trying to guess if this is that spot. I'm not using it for that reason, but if I was going to play it, I would take the Lakers. Portland's off 3 straight losses. I think LA probably does come out and play hard tonight, but once again, that same mindset has cost you 4 straight losses if you've been following it over the past week.
You know what it is, too, Kev, with this is I don't know how many more 30-plus minute games are we going to get for LeBron James in the middle of the season. Like, I don't know what the purpose is. It just kind of seems, until we get to Antonio Davis, how much does he How much does LeBron care about winning a game like this tonight? Which way you looking?
This one is tough, and if I had to have a Swiss game of the night,
get it ready.
This one, but
get it ready.
I'll give an opinion, Joe. I'll power on and give an opinion here. Look, I completely agree with Steve. It is hard. Both teams on a losing stretch, and especially as you said, Anthony Davis out. And that's the key here. Look, they've struggled. Especially in defense, and they're honestly, again, like Steve said, not a team I'll be looking to weigh in on heavily with a serious wager here until I see some form of turnaround from them. With that being said, in terms of the Lakers, it was close loss, followed by close loss, followed by close loss, only to get absolutely smashed to pieces by Utah Wednesday night. So, you would expect some form of answer from them tonight. Whether it'll be enough or not, I don't know, but it's definitely Lakers are past me here.
Believe that was an opinion. All right, so we'll save that. We'll save the Switz and the play. That was definitely an opinion in there officially. So, listen, I know Ski. He ain't repping the Laker jersey unless he's got something to say about this Lakers team. So, go ahead, Ski. Talk to me, my man. Which way you leaning in this matchup?
Well, like you said, Portland, they've lost 3 in a row. They played some pretty good teams that they lost to. But at the same time, so did the Lakers. Lakers lost, Brooklyn, Utah, Washington, Miami. 4 teams that I'm not going to fault them too much if they're just not focused. I feel like they're just coasting and resting. And the thing that stood out to me, what Steve said, was he said, I don't want to guess if they're focused. And that's if you feel that way, I understand. But you can say the same thing as Portland. Portland's lost 3 in a row. The Lakers only lost 4 games. And the Lakers, it's not just Anthony Davis out. It's Dennis Schroeder. And he comes back today. They're going to have an actual point guard, another playmaker to take some of the load off of LeBron James. So maybe we see a more active LeBron James since we haven't seen one the past few games. I like the Lakers if I have to play today. At some point, it's a buy low spot. And I think today is that spot. Portland, without McCollum, without Nurkic, I don't think they match up very well versus the Lakers. And Lakers have played the Blazers enough times to know if Lillard is doing that much, you can just take the ball out of his hand by doubling him and make the others do something. So I like the Lakers in this spot. Minus the 5. And as far as the total, don't put me anywhere near and under for Portland games. I've looked at them when they were a dog since December 30th. The over is 9-3. Average total was about 231.9. And only one of those games has CJ and Nurkic. So they're doing it all without those guys. It's Dame Lillard and the company. And the Lakers, like I said, they get their point guard back. He's going to help the offense. He's a scorer as well. So Lakers, they trend towards the over at home. And unders on the road, and Blazers, they play towards overs in general. So I like Lakers. I like over.
Yeah, Lakers, and very hard to bet an under with Portland. I agree with you 100% there. All right, so that's one featured game in the books here, guys. Let's take a look at the next one here, right down the road from me in South Florida. How about them Miami Heat? They opened up here as a 6.5-point underdog at home. Total at 217.5, at least that's what it's open to. It has gone up to 219 in a number of spots. It's holding strong right around that 6.5. I did see a 7 or 2 earlier on. So, Kev, I'm going to start with you, my man. The Heat seem to have, they're healthy. They seem to have put it together now. It was a crazy road trip for them, but they won some impressive games. The Jazz, man, what are you going to say about the Jazz? Are the Jazz something you want to get in front of right now, even on the road?
Well, as you said, you got the best team in the NBA right now facing an excellent team, and it seems to be priced about right. So I like the total in this one. I like under tonight here. We seen this matchup play out 2 weeks ago. I thought Utah were excellent on defense in that game, held Miami scoreless over a full 6-minute stretch in that game as well, allowed just 57 points over the first 3 quarters. So, in terms of that alone, you'd have to look under here. Both of these teams rank bottom 8 in overall pace. Miami's defensive efficiency numbers have actually improved considerably over the last 3 starts. They now rank 2nd in the league. So look, it's simple. If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So give me the under between these two on Friday.
All right. Not expecting a whole lot of points in there. Going under the current number at 219 is what we're looking at right now. How about you, Ski? At some point, it's got to go the other way, right? You were waiting for consistency from Miami. Have you gotten it at all?
I've definitely gotten it. I like what I've been seeing from Miami. I don't like that Hero and Bammer game time decision for this game. And Utah, the number I have for this game is double digits. So a 6.5 or whatever it is, and Bam game time decision, Hero game time decision. That's the only way I'm going to look. And I'm completely in agreement with what Kevin said on the total. Miami's the second slowest pace in the league, and both teams really good defensive teams as of late. So I like the under, and if I had to play the side, I would like the Jazz.
All right, likes the Jazz, thinks there's some value in there. Dragic back, what a difference he seems to make here, Steve, for this Miami squad at home now. A little healthier game time decision, like Ski said. So how you leaning in this one?
I mean, look, we've been trying to guess when the Utah Jazz, monster record historic point spread streak was going to end, and if you thought it ended with that Clipper loss a week ago last Friday, you've been wrong, because they've gone 2-0 straight up in ATS since, winning by 22 and 25-point margins. So they haven't even been close. But I do think this is a spot where I could see Utah not only failing to win, but also not failing to cover, but also even failing to win outright. And the key is going to become, when the line becomes too inflated. And the odds makers just haven't adjusted the line enough to compensate for Utah's dominance. But let's look. They played just a couple weeks ago. They were a 6.5, 7-point favorite at Utah. Now they're a 6.5-point favorite on the road against the same team who's arguably playing better now than they were a couple weeks ago. So that alone shows that the line is inflated. So I think the line dies with Miami. And, we talk about trying to catch that falling the knife. The Miami Heat have been the biggest money burner in the league, along with maybe the Raptors the first month. Raptors started to turn things around. The Heat didn't, but the Heat are now 8-3 straight up their last 11. More importantly, 4-0 straight up in ATS those last 4 games. So it is a buy sign for Miami, and this could possibly be one of those times you could fade Utah with a little bit of confidence.
All right, well, there you go. Love that. Good job there, Miami, taking on Utah here tonight, guys. We do have one more feature game, and then, of course, we'll take a look at our overtime matchup. But we wanted to give you, of course, courtesy of our good friend John Ryan at sportsmemo.com, who also has a 5% play locked and loaded, ready to go in the college hoops as well here. It's going to be a great weekend, both NBA and college, for all our handicappers. And the angle of the day he's given us, and you got to love a little better than SDQL. He wanted me to tell you that, Ski. This ain't SDQL. This is homegrown, what he got going on here. You're going to bet on teams that are playing in the second half of a back-to-back. They've also lost 3 straight road games entering it. And those teams are 24-21 straight up, but 35-9-1 against the number over the last 5 seasons. And by the way, if that team beat their opponent in the last time that they played, the record goes to 16-2 against the spread. That team is the Sacramento guys, the Sacramento Kings, taking on the Pistons in this one. Sacramento continuing their road trip here. It opened up at 2. It's now to 224 is what the total was, and I do believe that has gone up to 227.5. But that 2 is still out there. So Ski, I'm coming to you, man. The Kings, the angle certainly tells us that they are the team to back in here, but I don't know. Do you trust the Sacramento Kings taking on the road in this Detroit matchup?
I couldn't help but just think of our good friend Tony Finn. But I'll break I don't know about the angle, but I'll break it down how I want to break it down.
Go ahead. Who you like?
It's supposed to be like a flat spot kinda for Detroit. They did have a couple games postponed, so maybe not really a flat spot. But at the same time, it's just like Steve said, you don't want to catch the falling knife. Sacramento hasn't covered in 9 straight. I think they lost all of those games as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very many reasons for me to want to put my money in this game as far as the side, but I do think that they can get over the total. I'm in agreement with the live movement there. Sacramento playing at the fastest pace in the league and playing the least amount of defense over the last 5 games. Detroit also playing with some pace. Their offense hasn't been so great, but Jeremy Grant back in the lineup, I think they can get it right. They're going to get it right versus anybody. It's this Sacramento team. So they went over the last 8 games. I think they can go over again today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Steve, are we looking at a situation where if they get blown out here by Detroit, that goodbye Luke Walton? I know he did just sign an extension, but wow, that was an ugly loss last time, and this streak just continues to get worse.
Yeah, a couple things. I mean, you said Ski's two favorite words leading into this game. You said SDQL and homegrown. I mean, I thought he was about to lose it. I'm glad he's still on the set right now as we speak. I mean, we almost went down to two cappers for the rest of the show, but that's good stuff. But yeah, I mean, Ski, this isn't just a falling knife. This is like what's bigger than a knife, guys? A machete, a joust, multiple daggers. I mean, yeah, right, Ski. Not only are they 0-9 ATS, but they're 0-9 straight up. Yeah, they've lost 9 straight and against the spread. And what's funny is, if I remember back a couple of weeks ago, we were all doing the show, they'd won 4 straight. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, they'd covered 8 in a row going into that. So they went 8-0 against the spread and 0-9. They're the most consistently bipolar team in the league, if you will, Joe. I know you love my consistently inconsistent, but I mean, are you going to try to guess if this is where it ended? Oh, by the way, you get to lay 2 points on the road with a team that's on an 0-9 run. I mean, I'm not going to touch that yet. I don't necessarily want anything to do with Detroit either. By the way, Sacramento's only been favored twice during this 0-9 run. Yep. 6.5 at Orlando, lost by 11. 1 at Chicago at home against Orlando. 1 at Chicago, lost by 8. So, you know, they've had a couple chances and still didn't take advantage.
Man, they gave up 140 points to the Knicks, Kev. Like, oh my word. I will say this, though. The Pistons 6-1 against the number as a home dog, which is where they find themselves here tonight. They've been terrible on the road. They've been respectable at home. How do you approach this game?
Well, completely opposite from Steve. I love this game.
Yes!
This is actually my best bet. Look, I'm gonna slightly ruin it now because this line opened up at -1 Sacramento. I was all over that line. You know, this is a personal play for me too. I'll get into why, obviously, for the best bet. I know I've ruined the best bet, but you can hear my analysis for it later anyway.
How do you like that, homegrown? You got that, Stevie, in the middle? All right, shut your pie hole here. Shut it. Shutty. That's what we're going to do here.
I'm rooting for his best bet. I know who it is. I hope they win. I'm not involved.
Damn straight.
I'm Swiss on this.
Yeah, you Swiss ass is what you are. Ski at least went over, man. At least he had something to say about the total. So forget it. All right. Move on to the next overtime game. Let's do it here, guys. Let's check out which game tonight we're looking from a total perspective. And who else but the Golden State Warriors taking on the Charlotte Hornets. It opened up at that 233 mark. It's there's a few 234s out there, 233 and a halves right now. Two teams we know can certainly put up some points here. So, Ski, I'm going to start with you again, my man. Is it an over or not situation for you with these two teams?
You know, the first thing, honestly, I think about this game, I hear Rob Vino in my head just saying it's always, like, there's always points to be had in these Golden State games. Yeah. And it's hard to go under in this game. It's the number 1 and number 2 pace over the last 5 games. You're not getting a discount on the number for that exact reason. But you know both teams go up and down. Last time it went under because Steph Curry got rolled out at the last second. He's going to play in this game. I think this one gets up and over. It's over or pass for me.
Over or pass? And I mean, Steve, he's got a point, man. They're always going to be there, those points, especially late in the game. But shocking enough, it has not moved one way or the other, really. I would anticipate that we would have seen at least some money coming in pushing this to the over, but we have not. So how do you see it? Over or not for you?
Yeah, I see mostly 233s and a halves out there, maybe a 234 or 233 in a couple spots. So I'd say 233 and a half is definitely the consensus line right now. Always easy to make a case for the over with Golden State, yet surprisingly, they're 20-13 to the under this year. So, you know, their games have been pricey, and they only average about 227 a game, and we're talking about 233 and a half. Meanwhile, the Hornets are at about 224 in a game, 223 and a half. And, you know, so you look at the NBA average, this would be the high 220s is where I thought the line should be. So I do think it's a little pricey, enough to keep me off of it. Golden State, surprisingly, has gone under 3 straight, by the way. So they're not in the highest scoring form that they've been. Normally, I'd be all over and over with both these teams. The Hornets are 5-1 to the over the last 6. I'm actually more concerned that Golden State might be the team that's cooling off a bit, and that would be enough to keep me off this one.
Yeah, it's the Warriors are all about pace there, Kev. So they hope their defense keeps it in, and it's volume. I mean, they're gonna put up a ton of shots in this game here tonight. So, do you like the over? Or do you think there's some value in the under here?
No, I like the under, but kind of more from a prop perspective. You know, generally these kind of revenge angles on the favorite. You know, I tend to look towards more the under instead of the side. You know, there's always that bit of value there. We mentioned this actually last week talking about the Celtics, you know, who were in similar revenge mode against Atlanta. That's what a lot of favorites do generally, these kind of spots, is look to play more defense. And I think that's what we're going to see at Golden State tonight also. After getting dropped against Charlotte, the Warriors have improved on their opening quarter defense of late, going from an average of 29.3 season average down to 25.7 over the last 3 starts. And then they only allowed Indiana 22 points in the first quarter of Wednesday night's game. With that improving defense for the Warriors, plus the fact that we have that revenge angle on them too, I think they look to shut Charlotte down early here. And the Hornets' first quarter points prop under 28.5 is available at most books, at least over here in Europe. So, yeah, Charlotte under 28.5 points in the first quarter is definitely the way I'd look to play this one.
All right. You can see the score there from the first time that they played. They've given up, I believe, at least 110 or more points in 11 of their last 12 games, or rather, they have scored at least 110 in 11 of their last 12. So it'll be an interesting matchup. Total hovering right around that 233 and a half mark for Golden State, taking on Charlotte here tonight. And just want to remind you guys right now, WagerTalk.com, Ski Profit, Steve Merrill, Kevin Dolan, locked and loaded tonight, guys. Plays are ready to go. Great opportunity for you guys to make it a profitable start to the weekend here in the association by heading over to WagerTalk.com. Ski is going, man. He's got his play. He's wearing his Lakers jersey, man. He is on fire, ready to go. Merrill, he's ready to go. He's hanging out in the middle. And we're about to do some battle here with Kevin Dolan and his best bet buzzer beater. That, too, is coming up. But, guys, head over to WagerTalk.com, visit their pages, and let's get it going here this weekend. So, all right, I got to start with you, Ski, because I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a little dancing around and nothing but net here by the time 60 seconds comes up. So go ahead, my man. 60 seconds on the clock. You know how it works. The 60 seconds are yours. Give us your buzzer beater best bet, man. Where you going tonight?
Hey, I just want to say the whole time, I don't know if anybody watched the show yesterday, but all I can think about is just crawfish. Crawfish. That's just been stuck in my head.
Brick and crawfish.
Lakers. Yeah, crawfish. I go to the Lakers in Portland game, man. And I know I'm wearing a jersey, but I'm not going to talk about the side. I already kind of talked about the total. And that's the way I'm going to go in the bet in this bet. Portland, like I said, you want to get nowhere near their unders. They've been a dog 12 times since December 30th, and they went over 9 of them. That's 75%. And the average total was way higher than the one we have here. The number I have for this game is 225. So I think you're getting a little bit of value since the Lakers are getting their point guard back. And that's a lot of points for everybody else. That's a lot of points for Schroeder. And I think we just see points in this game in general. So I like over 222, I think, is the best number out there for Lakers in Portland.
Nothing but net there, people. See, I told you, dance around a little bit, make fun of Tony Finn, then he'd bring it back around, and from the top of the key, it's all net, guys. That's what you get from Ski. Well done, my friends. All right, Stevie in the middle. Your new name is Crawfish. Let's do this, my man. Which way are you going tonight? 60 seconds on the clock. Watch the footwork here, folks. Go ahead. Where are you going tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to give everyone a bonus because I'd like to try to use different games than we talked about. I'm going to use the Miami Heat as my best bet, and we've already covered it. But the game I was thinking about using was the Clippers, -7.5. You just never know with the Clippers who they're going to show up with. But it is a quick revenge spot after just getting blown out by Memphis. So I was looking at the Clippers as a little bonus there. But I like the Miami Heat the best of them. Look, this game opened 7. It's now 6.5. You know the public is on Utah, so that is sharp money that's dropped at a half a point today. That game 2 weeks ago on February 13th closed at -7. Now the Heat are 6.5 on their home court as opposed to the road, and they're playing better, as we talked about. 4 straight wins and covers, 8-3 straight up their last 11. I've got confidence in the Heat, and I think this is finally a spot where you can fade the Utah Jazz. We're getting the defending Eastern Conference champs as a 6.5-point home dog. And before I take my final shot, I'm a little parched there. I'm getting worked up. I'm going to get the sweat jacket off.
Here it comes.
I need some hydration.
Oh, Christ.
I need
God, he went Swiss Miss. Holy Jesus. I can't buzz him. Just buzz his ass. Will you? What? Oh, my God. Thank you. Holy God, he Swiss missed us. I cannot believe. And he gave us 2 games, Dolan. Look at him. He's looking at it. He gave us hot chocolate, Swiss Miss, in 2 games. I can't. But just keep buzzing him. Just buzz his ass. Will you please? Just buzz him out. Thank you. God almighty. All right, Kev. I'm waiting for this, man. All right, because you pretty much stole the ball from Steve Merrill earlier. This Detroit-Sacramento game, he wanted nothing to do with it. He went Swiss miss. Not you, my man. 60 seconds on the clock. Tell us why it's your best bet, man.
What the hell is Swiss miss? Anyway, I don't even know what it is. I mean, look, we just briefly talked about. I still don't know what it is. Sacramento -2. This line opened up -1. I pounced on it. I still really like it, -2. And look, there's no doubt this Sacramento team, Steve covered it. They've been struggling immensely, lost 9 straight. But I do think this is absolute do or die time here for the Kings tonight. Loss against Miami, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, they're somewhat acceptable. But if you're getting pumped by the Knicks for 140 points and then follow that up with the loss of the Pistons, Luke Walton will be throwing his next clipboard from the parking lot. So I expect the Kings to respond here big. Metrically, they are the much better team in my eyes. They face a Pistons team who ranked 25th or lower in the league in overall offensive efficiency, fast break efficiency, effective field goal percentage. The list goes on. So I think Sacramento drawing a line in the sand tonight, get the big win and cover against Detroit.
Oh, and he just, look at him. He just dunked right over your ass, Swiss miss. By the way, Swiss miss, Kev, is hot chocolate. All right, it is a
all right.
It is a powdered hot chocolate. So we just want to get that out of the way.
Should have made sure none of the packets were open before I dumped them on. Made it rain Swiss miss like that.
He just got Swiss missed. I love it. That's all right. We'll roll that up and smoke it later.
Swiss miss. Right.
Appreciate that. I don't even want to hear it. I look at Ski's like, hell yeah, we got Laker game on tonight. I don't even know where the hell we are again. Let's recap it one more time for you because Swiss miss killed me. We're going to go Blazers-Lakers over 222 for Ski in his best bet. Steve Merrill does like the Heat getting 6.5. He's also he's a little hesitant to back the Clippers here tonight because you just don't know which team is going to show up in that revenge spot there against Memphis. And Kevin Dolan thinks the Kings, they fight, man. They fight. They're laying 2 right now in Detroit, losers of 9 straight. He's backing them here. And, of course, the contrarian game is going to be that Atlanta game on the road. All the money, all the tickets coming to the Hawks over the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, guys, do it now. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Skis plays ready to go. Steve Merrill and his Swiss Miss packets also ready to go. Kevin Dolan locked, loaded. He even learned a little bit about hot chocolate, powdered hot chocolate today. So it's just been a win-win across the board, guys. Hit that bell in the right-hand corner. Make sure you subscribe. More importantly, make sure you come back and join us on Monday as we get ready for another week from the association. In the meantime, guys, hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner and come back and join us on Monday. Best of luck with your plays, guys, and we will, in fact, see you on Monday. See you then.
Season is over, and on behalf